Okay, now we shall start discussing about the poem If I Was a Tree. It is written by Mudnakudu Chinnaswamy. It is the seventh lesson in your English language subject Reflections. It is a poem, as I told you, it is written by Mudnakudu Chinnaswamy. Let me read the poem first. If I was a tree, the bird wouldn't ask me before it built its nest what caste I am. When sunlight embraced me, my shadow wouldn't feel defied. My friendship with the cool breeze and the leaves would be sweet. Raindrops wouldn't turn back, taking me for a dog eater. When I branch out further from my roots, Mother Earth wouldn't flee, shouting for a bath. The sacred cow would scrape her body on my bark, scratching wherever it itched, and the 300,000 gods sheltering inside her would touch me. Who knows, at the end, hacked into pieces of dry wood, burning in the holy fire, I might be made pure, or becoming the bear for a sinless body, be borne on the shoulders of four good men. If I was a tree, it is written originally in Kannada language and it is translated to English by Rowena Hill. She was serving in the Mysore University. She translated this poem from Kannada to English, also to Spanish. Uh, to understand this poem, we should also understand some of the important things about our Hindu society. Since ancient times, we are following a Varna system. Varna system means our Hindu society is divided into four Varnas, four classes. The first one is Brahmana, second one is Kshatriya, the third one is Vaishya, the fourth one is Shudra. These are the four classes of our Hindu society. Apart from these four classes, we also have some people who are not part of the Varna system. They are considered as Atishudras, Dalits, untouchables, and Panchamas. In various terms, they are mentioned. Only those four classes are important in our Hindu society. They have all the different advantages, benefits, respect, privileges in our Hindu society. The fifth category, that is Panchama, Rati Shudra, what we mention, what we call, they don't have any privilege, social respect, social dignity, any rights in our society. They were always discriminated. That is a kind of social discrimination. The social discrimination is based on the caste, in which caste the person is born. On that basis, the person is discriminated. And also, we have a concept of defilement in our Hindu society. These are the things we are going to study in this particular poem. To some extent, it is an experience for the poet. He also has gone through several such kinds of discrimination, disrespect, ill treatment, bitter experiences, bad experiences in his life because he hailed from the lower category of our Hindu society. Sorry to mention this. To understand the poem, basically, we need to have some about ideas about the poet also. Uh, he has mixed his personal experiences with this poem. That's why I just mentioned that. Otherwise, it is not required in any way. Mudnakudu Chinnaswamy, basically, he was by profession, he was a worker in BMTC, but he also had the habit of writing the kind of literary works. He has written many poems and other kinds of literary works. So all of them are available in Kannada, but some people having been impressed by his works, they have translated to different languages. Let us understand this poem in detail. If I was a tree, the bird wouldn't ask me before it built its nest what caste I am. In our Hindu society, there is a social discrimination based on the caste. For everything, the people ask the caste of a person to give him some respect, some preference, some consideration in the society. The caste is very important. But this is something different from the natural phenomena. Naturally, in nature, especially in nature, we don't find any kind of discrimination. If you take, for example, the bird to build its nest on the tree, it is not going to look for the caste of that particular tree. It always considers that the availability of the basic needs like food, water, security, the shelter. These are the four important things for the bird. It is not going to ask the caste of the tree. What is your caste? It is not going to ask the tree to build its nest. It will look for the availability of the basic needs in the surrounding places, in the nearby places, because it has to live there safely, and it has to lay the eggs, it has to uh, do the parental care for its um, offsprings. That's why it will look for the basic things. It is not going to look for the caste of the tree. But in the Hindu society, there is a kind of thing, system which is being followed, that is caste system. Based on the caste only, the person will get all kinds of consideration. If a person is belong to a lower category, especially that is to that if he is born, that if he is belong to a Dalit category, untouchables category, Panchamas category, Atishudras category, then he will not be treated equally. He will not get the equality, he will not get the privileges, he will not get the social rights, he will not get the social respect. Always he will be discriminated based on the caste. That's why the poet feels that if he was born as a tree, he wouldn't have faced such kind of situations in his life. He wanted to be born as a tree rather than being born as a human being. If he was born as a tree, he would have enjoyed all the comforts, benefits, social respect, self respect, self reliance, self satisfaction, everything he would have got in his life. Only because he was born as a human being in the lower caste of the Hindu society, he was deprived of all those things. He was subdued, he was suppressed. That is mentioned here. The kind of caste system is making the people to uh, go through all kinds of bitter experiences. When sunlight embraced me, my shadow wouldn't feel defiled. Defilement. It is nothing but pollution. In our society, there is a concept called pollution. If a person who belong to untouchables if that person appears in the public places in front of upper caste people, then the upper caste person was feeling that he was defiled, he was polluted. Only by his appearance, he was only by seeing that person, he was feeling that he was polluted. The untouchables were treated in such a way that they were not supposed to appear in front of the upper caste people. When sunlight embraced me, my shadow wouldn't feel defiled. If he was born as a tree, when the sunlight fell on that tree, the shadow which was attached to that tree, that was not feeling it was defiled. Now, the shadow of the lower caste person, that untouchable, if it was uh, fallen on anybody of the upper caste people, the upper caste person was feeling that he was defiled, he was polluted. But naturally, it is not so. Naturally, it is not there. The sunlight is not going to consider the caste of that person. It is going to fall equally on all, irrespective of his caste, irrespective of his species, irrespective of the species, irrespective of the kind of animal, irrespective of the kind of thing in the nature, whether it is living or non-living. In the living category itself, there are several kinds. Irrespectively, it is going to fall equally on all. It is going to give light. When it gives light, when it falls on the objects, the shadow which is attached to that object will not feel that defilement. But here, in the case of human beings, only when their shadow is appeared to the upper caste people, when their shadow touched the upper caste people, they have felt that they are defiled. So now, because of this reason, the poet is feeling that instead of being born as a human being, if he was born as a tree, that would have been better. My friendship with the cool breeze and the leaves would be sweet. Cool breeze means light wind. It is very pleasant to experience. So now here he is saying that the cool breeze and the leaves, there is a good relationship between these two. The friendship between the cool breeze and the leaves, that is very sweet. The leaves are part of the tree. The cool breeze, when it is blowing very lightly, that gives a pleasant experience to the tree. It is very sweet. The relationship is sweet between the cool breeze and the leaves. But here, the untouchables do not have any kinds of friendship, relationship, pleasant experience with any person of the Hindu society in their life. They always face some kind of bitter experiences. Only because they are of untouchables category, they are always facing some bad experiences, bitter experiences like social discrimination, disrespect, ill treatment, all these things. That's why he feels that instead of being born as a human being, if he was born as a tree, it would have been better. It would have become more advantageous in the society. He would have lived with dignity and happiness. There is no happiness at all in the life. Raindrops wouldn't turn back, taking me for a dog eater. When I branch out further from my roots, Mother Earth wouldn't flee, shouting for a bath. Raindrops wouldn't turn back, taking me for a dog eater. Dog eater means It is a kind of food habit for any living thing. Each and every living thing depends on some kinds of food habits. Each person will have his own food habit. Each species will have its own food habit. The raindrop, it is the natural substance. The rain, when it is going to fall on anything in the nature, it is not going to consider what is the habit, food habit of the thing, whether it is living or not. What is the food habit of that living thing? It is not going to be considered by the raindrop. It is going to fall equally on all, indiscriminately. But in nature, in our Hindu society, in our Hindu society, there is a discrimination based on the caste. There is a discrimination. Just because these people are born in the untouchables category, they are not allowed to take the water from the public well. Such a kind of restriction is there. Anyone from the upper caste should come and they should get the water from the public well and they should give the water. Otherwise, they had to suffer. They had to suffer all through their life without water. That kind of uh, pathetic condition, situation they faced in their life. That's why he felt that he, if he was born as a tree, he would not have been facing such kind of discrimination. The raindrops would not have gone back just because he was eating something which was not uh, pleasant, good, or acceptable for others. When I branch out further from my roots, Mother Earth wouldn't flee, shouting for a bath. Flee means run away. Mother Earth, the planet where we are all living. When I branch out further from my roots, Mother Earth wouldn't flee, shouting for a bath. Here also there is a concept of defilement. Only by using the concept of defilement, all the lower caste people were suppressed like anything. They were not allowed to grow. They were not allowed to blossom. They were not allowed to expose, experiment, explore their potential. They also have some kind of dreams, aspirations, ambitions in their life. They also have potential. They have capacity that is not allowed to be grown, that is not allowed to be uh, given some opportunity in their life. They were not allowed to do or expose their capacity. They were suppressed. They were all suppressed to work for the upper caste people. They were subordinates, they were servants. They were used like using the animals. They were not given equal rights. They were not considered in terms of human beings. They were kept in the society just like animals. So here, when I branch out further from my roots, Mother Earth wouldn't flee, shouting for a bath. If he was born as a tree, if he was growing, the Mother Earth was not going to run away from him to take the bath, having felt that the Mother Earth was polluted. Here, he is feeling that just because he is born as a human being in the untouchables category, he faced such kind of ill treatment when the people ran away, saying, shouting that that person was uh, defiled and he was going to take the bath for getting cleansed from that pollution just by his appearance, just by his exposure in the society. Now, the sacred cow would scrape her body on my bark, scratching wherever it itched, and the 300,000 gods sheltering inside her would touch me. Another thing, the untouchables were not allowed to enter the sacred places in our Hindu society. They were not allowed to enter the worshipping places, temples, religious places. It is not that they were not permitted to enter the temple, not even to the place where there is temple. They were not allowed. They were uh, controlled. They were stopped. They were kept away from the sacred places. That's why he felt that if he was born as a tree, it would have been better. How it would have been better? The sacred cow would scrape her body on my bark, scratching wherever it itched. The sacred cow, in the cow in our Hindu society is considered as sacred. Sacred means holy. Uh, Holy means it is equal to God. That is the kind of belief in our Hindu society. The cow is worshipped by Hindus only because they have the feeling that there are so many gods in it. It means 300,000 gods have taken the shelter in it. That is the belief among the human beings. 300,000 gods were sheltered inside the body of the cow. That would have been those gods would have touched him only if he was born as a tree. The sacred cow, when it is feeling itched, whenever its skin is itched, that time the cow would have gone nearer to the tree and it would have scraped its body against that bark of the tree, and it would have satisfied, it would have uh, relieved, it would have got the relief from that itching only after scratching its body on the bark of the tree. That is how he could have touched the gods who are sheltered inside the cow. Now, only because he is an untouchable, he cannot go to the religious places, he cannot enter the temple, he cannot worship, he cannot perform rituals like any other upper caste Hindus. He is not, he is deprived of that privilege. That's why he wanted to have been born as a tree. If he was born as a tree, that sacred cow would have touched him while getting relief from the itching. Why? Because he was not allowed. Why the untouchables were not allowed? Only because of the concept of defilement. How to get purified? How to overcome that defilement? He is trying to think in that angle to find the way out for the uh, cleaning from the defilement, to get cleansed from the defilement, to get purified from that concept of defilement. Now he is saying that who knows, at the end, hacked into pieces of dry wood burning in the holy fire, I might be made pure. To become pure, pure, one must be burnt in the holy fire. Now he cannot be burnt in the holy fire. He cannot burn himself in the holy fire to get purified. To get, if he enters the holy fire, what is going to happen? He is going to die. That is the thing. Only after the death one can be burnt in the holy fire, because anyway it is a dead body. Here He is saying that in the Hindu society, the untouchables were not allowed to be burnt, at least in the holy fire, after their death. After their death also, they were not allowed to be burnt in the holy fire. They were thrown away like animals in the open field once upon a time. I think it was a custom in the ancient times, but we don't have any such evidences to prove it right now. But it could be. We can't straight away, we cannot deny that or accept it. There is no base for that. But let us assume that they had faced such kind of problems in our Hindu society in the olden days. That's why poet feels that if he was born as a tree, at least at the end of his life, if he was born as a tree, he would have been hacked into pieces, just like how the tree would be cut into pieces after it was cut, after it was dried, to burn in the holy fire. After the tree was cut, it was getting burnt in the holy fire so that it was getting purified. In the same way, if he was born as a tree, he would have been made pure by getting burnt in the holy fire. Or if he was a tree, or if he was not burnt in the holy fire, another way for getting purified or becoming the bear for a sinless body, be borne on the shoulders of four good men. To get touched by the people, there was another way out. What was that? If he was born as a tree, the people would have used the tree and its branches to make the structure bear, to carry the sinless body. It means any person who is dead, to carry the dead body, they make a kind of structure that is called as bear. By using the branches of a tree, they make a structure that is bear. It is only to carry the dead body. So when the people were carrying the dead body, they were keeping that dead body on the bier, and they were carrying the bier on their shoulders. At that time, at least, he could have touched the four good men. Now, whether the people of upper caste were good or bad, they were not allowed to touch. They were uh, restrained, they were restricted, they were not, they were deprived of that privilege. If he was a tree, at least he could have been used by the upper caste people for making the structure called beer, so that he could touch the four good men of the upper caste. That is how he could have become acceptable in the society. Now, just because he is born as a human being in the untouchables category, he is not accepted by the upper caste people. So thus he is explaining his experiences, his feelings, his emotions about the discrimination in Hindu society that was being faced by the untouchables, especially in our Hindu society.